welcome to today's live Q&A session, the last edition for the month of October. Amazing. Welcome to Lilope. Send the link to your friends. They gotta join. Today's edition is going to be quite something. We're going to be talking about wellness, and talking about wellness, this October has been filled with amazing topics. If you haven't seen any of, if you haven't watched the videos from 7th to 14th, 21st, last week Thursday, and then today, you gotta go check it out. It's right here on the Instagram page. Hello, Welabuki, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. We do not take your presence for granted. Please invite your friends, invite your clique, invite your circle, everyone. Hi, welcome Fumi. Thank you for joining. Like I was saying, this is actually the last live for the month of October, and I'm so excited, because first, we're nearing the end of the year, and with the end of the year, we have two major events at the Feminine Health and Fiber Support Network. The first is the charity walk that is just aimed at walking and talking, speaking out, talking about how you feel. Hi, welcome Selako. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So we have the walk in 3 different places. Abuja will be on the 6th of November, Lagos on the 13th of November, and London on the 20th of November. And in London, we'll have 2 different venues, 2 different sessions, or 2 different venues, holding simultaneously. So if you're in London, do well to check the destinations we have. I think we have one in Essex. Hold on, let me just check. Let me be sure of the other destination or the other place where the walk is taking place. But the thing is, wherever you are, you can always participate, right? And then there is the breakfast, the 4th of December. Good way to close out the year and just enjoy our company, right? Hello, Mrs. Toya, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Hello,
so good to see
thank
you.
you for having me. How you doing?
We're great, thank you.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. I see you're
Okay,
talking about the walk.
Yes, I was saying that the year is coming to an end, and here at FHF, we've got amazing end of year event. The first being the walk, the Feminine Health and Fiber Support Network, our charity walk that is aimed at getting you to speak out, share with someone, network, unburden, and have fun, right?
Absolutely.
Whilst also, exercising and all of that. And then the 4th of December will be the breakfast meeting. I'm still looking forward to that. That's a good way to end the year. Sit down, have breakfast while we talk, say the way we feel, how this year has been for us, what we can do differently in 2022, and just catch up and be friends. Thank you so much for joining. I also see Angela Teller is here.
Let's bring Angela in. And honestly, like Marby was saying, if you're in the Lagos area, Abuja, or if you're in Essex, Grace area, Thurrock area, and if you're in Buckinghamshire, Milton Keynes, please join us for the walk. Essex and Milton Keynes will be on the 20th of November. The Lagos one is the 13th of November, and the Abuja one is the first one coming next week. Saturday is on the 6th of November.
Absolutely.
Join us. It's going to be fun, and we're just going to speak up, create awareness for this thing that women are suffering in silence. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
Mrs.
please
Toyin.
help
Thank you
join
so
us.
much. And for everyone who is supporting another woman to walk, we see you, we see your hard work, and we appreciate you. If you will be there for the walk, we also, we're looking forward to meeting you and having you there, having you join us. All right. So I'm just waiting to see. I think Angela Tala
Yeah,
just
and I
left
mean we've
briefly.
been having a lot of oh we've been having a
I
lot of
think she's
support and people supporting it. I'm gonna try and reach out to Angela. No, she's still there. Angela's there. Angela's there.
okay.
I can see Angela. Can you look again, please? Angela,
Okay.
please request to join.
Uh, I've sent her an invite, so I'm sure she can join. I've sent you an
And
invite to
we're having
join.
a lot of people.
Hello, welcome,
Okay.
Phone Classic. Thank you for joining. So good to have you here. Whew, I'm so excited. We're waiting for Angela. Okay. Uh-oh. So, okay. Yeah. Instagram is saying that you will need the latest edition of, maybe you need to update your Instagram app. Can you try that? Can you try updating your Instagram app? Because Instagram is saying that you need the latest edition to join. So just
Oh,
do
she
that
says she's
very
trying
quickly
to do.
while we
Angela says she's
catch up
trying
on
to
what.
join.
Yes, she's trying to join, and Instagram is saying that she will need to update her Instagram app. She will need to update her Instagram app so she can join.
That's strange. Oh, can we? Okay, because that's because you've invited her. Angela, is this possible to click on once you join? Maybe you come out and join again, and then that way he's gonna ask you if you want to join to the chat, and then just say request to join.
Okay, while she's trying to do that, can we
Let's
just
talk
have a
about the walk.
conversation? So I don't know anyone. What does wellness mean to you when you hear wellness? Wellness. What does wellness mean to you as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as just an individual? What does wellness mean to you? I'm looking at the comment section. What does wellness mean to you? For me, wellness means just being at peace, having a state of mind where I'm at peace. That's what wellness means. And you cannot be at peace if everything doesn't connect. For me. So what does wellness mean to you? So who's going to answer? What does wellness mean to you?
Give me a
While we
moment.
wait
I'm gonna
for
try.
Angela to join.
I'm gonna come out and try and see I can help Angela, and then come back in. Right?
That's fine. Okay. Okay, so what does wellness mean to you, everyone? I'm back. It's now me alone. So I don't want to be here alone. Someone tell me, what does wellness mean to you? What does wellness? Hi, Trivan, Hamid, thank you for joining. We do not take it for granted. Thank you. So what does wellness mean to you? What does wellness mean to you? What does wellness mean to you? Waiting to see the comments. What does wellness mean to you? While we wait for your responses, let's just play a little music in the background. Is that okay? I guess it is. So what does wellness mean to you? Being in good health, body, mind, and soul. Absolutely. I love this. Being in good health, body, mind, and soul. So it means that if you're in good health in your body, and in your mind, but not in your soul, you can't totally say that you're well, right? And if you have an excellent mind, you're reading and all of that, you're improving yourself, and your soul is at peace, with your creator, but your body is not being taken care of, then you can't say you're well. So everything has to all come together in harmony, right? Okay, being okay physically, spiritually, and emotionally. I love that so much. I love the part where you said spiritually and emotionally. That is, recognizing the fact that we are human beings with emotions. So wellness also means that you're welcome back. You're
Thank you.
welcome back. And Angela Tala is here.
Hey, Angela.
Yes. So, like I was saying, wellness means that you're fine in the spirit, in your mind, and in your body. So we've got
Hey,
Angela
Angela,
here, and she's
welcome.
going to share lots and lots of other things with
Hello,
us.
hi.
How are you?
Hello, we
I'm
just
just
see
fine.
like your ring light or
I
something.
know. Here I am.
You need to turn yourself around.
I'm here finally.
You're sideways,
Yeah.
Angela. You need to turn it around.
I will. Just bear with me.
Sure.
The joys of technology.
I know, right? There you are.
Hey, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for
Hi,
joining
how are you?
finally.
Awesome.
So good to have you
Yep.
here.
Yep, ditto.
All right, we're just
There
going to
we
jump
are.
into it, Angela. We're just trying to talk about we have a walk and talk, like we have a charity walk. So we're covering Nigeria, which is in Abuja and in Lagos, and also in England we're going to be doing Essex as well as Buckinghamshire. So we're just talking about that and just asking women to join us. But we're just going to join right into it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for agreeing to come and do this and speak to women and answer women's questions. Absolutely appreciate it. And honestly, from after the launch, we're looking to see how we can put more of the lifestyle and the food and the nutrition thing, to encourage women, because either we like it or not, honestly, food and diet is a major part of fibroids, and that's what we want to take away from it. So let's just get right into it, Angela. And so the first question was around a relationship between food and wellness. So first of all, before we jump into it, Angela, introduce yourself, please. Tell us who you are so our viewers can know who we're talking with. Thank you.
Okay. Well, my name is Angela Teller, and I'm a registered dietitian. I'm a lifestyle coach, and I've been practicing now for almost 20 years. Been doing this. I wear lots of different hats, particularly in the area when I look at my coaching. I'm very passionate about inner beauty and outer beauty as well. So I coach women in those two areas as well. And like I said, when I wear my dietitian hat, I'm looking at people from a health and wellness point of view. So I coach people in those areas. And I do have a special interest in working with people from West African communities. So, looking at, healthy eating, diabetes, weight management, women's health issues. So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell anyway. There's a lot more, but hey,
thank you, Angela.
We don't have all evening.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. So tell us, what's the relationship between food and wellness? Explain to us, so some people don't get it, but tell us, in your own opinion, in your view, in your experience, many years of experience working with people on food, tell us the relationship between food and wellness.
Well, when it comes to food and wellness, I look at it this way. We need food, okay? We need food in the sense that we need to eat to live, but we shouldn't be living to eat. So that's the relationship in a nutshell. And if you can get that relationship right, then health is fine, wellness is fine. It's very simple, to be honest. So yeah, that's the relationship. You need food to eat, to live. And if you think about it, your food is meant to provide nutrition, which your body, or nutrients, which your body then uses to repair itself, to look after itself, so that you can do all the amazing things that you do, especially as women. You know, women, we do all these amazing things.
We do indeed.
We can only do them through our bodies, so our bodies need to be healthy. So food does play that role. And the key thing is you want food that will provide good nutrition. So calories with nutrition attached, not just calories, empty calories. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
thank you for that. That makes sense. So we should eat to live, not live to eat. That's something to remember, honestly. Actually, if you think of it like that, every time you want to eat, if you remind yourself for the reason why you're eating, you probably eat less and like, okay,
exactly.
I mean, actually, that makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you for that. I mean, the second question that we wanted to find out about is it possible, Angela, to eat right? Like, you know, you're eating right for the wrong body type. Is there anything like I eat for my body type?
Yeah, because I've heard a lot. I've heard that a lot. Yeah, that some people's body type, you know, you don't have to skip on the carbs. You know, we all know generally that if you want to lose weight or if you want to keep healthy, you need to slow down on carbs. But some people have seen all sorts about, you know, saying that you have to take carbs based on your body type. So what's the relationship between eating and body type, really? I think I'm interested in that question as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that question, the way it was phrased, is a little. Now, the way I would rephrase that is more to do with, or the way I see that question is more to do with people's metabolism.
Right.
Because we're all different. Okay, which is why we're different shapes, different sizes. I look different, you look different. And so what I would say in that regard is more to do with the fact that we all handle, you know, I'm going to pick specifically on, for instance, refined sugars, since we're talking about fibroids. Yeah, we all handle, our bodies respond to refined sugars in different ways, so to speak. And if you think about it from a fibroids point of view, refined sugars, can actually cause you, refined sugars can actually encourage weight gain. That's one. Refined sugars can encourage the release of what we call IGFs, so insulin growth factors, which encourage fibroid growth. So I think that question is more to do with how your body handles refined sugars, your metabolism, rather than your body type. Because when you think of body type, it's not as clearly, defined. And as a dietitian, we would look at things from a metabolic point of view rather than a body type point of view. So I would always steer the conversation back to how, our bodies handle things differently. But like I said, I would speak specifically with regards to refined sugar. So, for instance, people think things like smoothies are very healthy, juice. But when you juice fruit, for instance, you're releasing all the natural sugars, for instance, in that. Yeah. Now, it's not bad, but let's say you're just smoothing all the time, you're still getting extra calories that your body might not necessarily need. And then when it comes to refined sugars, so sugar, the white stuff that you add, or, sugar in biscuits, cakes and things, the way your body will handle it will not necessarily be the way my body handles it. So I think we probably would need to look at that question from that perspective, or, rather than body type.
Yeah. So following on that question, so maybe not body type might not just be right. So what you're saying about metabolism will be the reason why some people can kind of digest some kind of food, or is better for them. So I still go back to the body type, because I've heard things about, or read things about how this kind of food is better for this kind of people and it's actually really based on the way people digest their food, isn't it? More or less. So some kind of food
is just better metabolism. Everyone's metabolism is different. For instance, some people, you might have heard things where people say things like, oh, but they eat like a horse, and yet I can't see where the calories are going. Some people say, I just look at the cake and I put the calories on. So everybody is different. And this is why it's really important to, you know, have a one-to-one or to follow bespoke advice rather than just, you know, oh, this is the general. Don't get me wrong, there will be general things that work for everyone. But in terms of being a bit more specific and tailored, this is where that one-to-one, you know, support works. Because then we can drill down to looking at what is it about you and about what you're doing, rather than, oh, this is advice for everybody.
Got you. Oh wow, thank you for that.
Okay.
You want to ask the next question, Marvin?
Yes, absolutely. So now I would ask, what's a typical diet for one who's trying to conceive with fibroids? So if I have fibroids, for instance, and I'm trying to conceive, is there some type of food to avoid and some type of food to consume more to give me, so that I can increase my chances of conceiving with fibroids?
Well, with fibroids, I mean, the advice that, you know, I would give would be advice for just healthy eating, but taking into consideration that there will be some more specific requirements for somebody who has fibroids. So for instance, would make sure that if a woman presented, you know, with that, you know, and said a woman with fibroids presented with that question, my response would be, okay, we'd need to look to make sure that you're getting enough iron-rich foods, because, you know, with fibroids and then the baby, the iron requirement might be slightly higher than, say, for someone who doesn't have, or you know, doesn't have fibroids. Another key thing would be to make sure that I would say, you know, make sure you're having a very, very good intake of fruits and vegetables, particularly ones that are rich in antioxidants. So you're looking at fruits and vegetables that are sort of orange, red, dark green, purple. Those are the ones that tend to be quite rich in antioxidants, okay? And then another thing would be to watch for sugar, you know, how much sugar is being consumed. We just talked about refined sugars for various reasons, weight gain, you know, sugar has calories, no nutrition attached to it, and it actually can encourage insulin resistance, as well as, like I've said, weight gain. Similarly, I would say we need to check and make sure that you're not consuming too much salt, because salt pushes blood pressure levels up. And what the studies have shown is that there is a link between blood pressure, high blood pressure, and fibroids. So that would be something to watch out for. Another key thing I would say would be to make sure she's getting enough omega-3 fatty acids. And these are special fats that you can find in foods like avocados, oily fish, rapeseed, nuts and seeds, you know, those sorts of the fatty acids. And they're good because they play a role they have an anti-inflammatory effect. So those are the kinds of things that I would say. I mean, it's not any different, you know, just because one is trying to conceive. Obviously, we would say make sure you're having your folic acid for, you know, 400 milligrams per day, just to make sure that, you know, the baby's covered, particularly in the first trimester. So, and then other things would be avoiding soya products, because they contain phytoestrogens, which mimic estrogens, and estrogens obviously encourage the growth of fibroids.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, looking at instead of having cow's milk, because once again that promotes IGFs, then looking for a suitable alternative, but not soya milk,
like almond milk.
Making sure. Sorry?
Like almond milk.
Like almond milk.
Almond milks, yeah, rice milks, but making sure that any choice that's made has been fortified with calcium, vitamin D, iodine, because cow's milk is a very good source of those nutrients. So that's the kind of advice I would give. Obviously, if smoking is, you know, something that the woman is engaging in, would advise to stop that for various reasons. You don't want to reduce oxygen, the amount of oxygen the baby gets, and also smoking in itself is an endocrine disruptor, as is alcohol. So just the standard things, making sure you're getting enough vitamin D, that's very important, and avoiding caffeine. And very importantly, if weight is an issue, that needs to be addressed, because that will aid with conception, as well as to manage fibroids.
Yeah.
Oh. So
I've kind of zoomed through.
So you need to lose weight if you're trying to conceive.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's a good, it's a good thing.
Because,
Wow.
yeah, it's very important purely because a lot of people feel that, excess weight is just excess weight. No, it's actually fat cells. Yeah. And what a lot of people don't recognize is that these fat cells actually secrete estrogen. And so remember, fibroids like estrogen.
Yeah.
So if someone came to me and they were overweight, that would be a very important starting point. We would need to look at how to get their weight down because of what I've just explained.
Awesome. All right. Awesome.
So what do you do if you're struggling with weight? If you've been struggling with trying to get down, but it's not working? Sometimes, you can do everything, but is there like something that sabotages a woman's attempt to lose weight?
It's not just women, it's everybody. Everyone. One thing I was it's everyone. It's not gender specific. It's not gender specific. I mean, one thing that I have to acknowledge is that it is so easy to gain weight, but it can be difficult to lose it. And this is why, from when I wear my dietitian's hat, I'm always talking about, prevention is so much easier. It's easier to not gain the weight than to try to lose it. That said, it is not impossible. It's just that in terms of, for instance, you've just asked, what are the things that sabotage? I mean, one of the key things sometimes is mindset. Mindset, it could be culture. I'm going to speak about, some cultures, for instance, being big is not a big deal. In fact, it's encouraged. And so that can sabotage. She's laughing.
I can imagine the culture that encourages weight gain. Oh my God.
Yeah. There is a part of there used to be a tribe in Nigeria that I live in Nigeria. I'm Nigerian. So there used to be a tribe in Nigeria that encourages fattening when a woman is just about to get married. So she's put into something called fattening room. She's fed with all kinds of delicacies that is expected to make her fat. I remember when I had my first child, I had struggled with fibroid, and so I was very particular about my diet. Where I come from, when a woman gives birth, she's fed with a lot of yam and pounded yam and all of those. And my mother came ready. But I told her, I'm not having this, I'm not having that, I'm not having that, I'm not having that. She called my aunties and my uncles and told them how weird I was, how I was giving them food specifications, that they should talk to me. I don't look like a woman who just had a child. And I asked her, how does a woman who just had a child, how is she supposed to look like? She's supposed to be fat and big so that the babies, the nutrition in the breast will be, I'm like, please. Don't let us not start what we can't. Right. And I agree with you when you say it's culture, because that's culture right there. Culture.
Yeah, and that's why I said what I said. I mean, and it's not just in Nigeria. I mean, for instance, in places like Mali, you have young girls and they are fed till they have stretch marks, and that's meant to be attractive. Yes, meant to be attractive. And so fattening rooms, it's all over. It's not just Nigeria. And that's why I said culture. It can sabotage. So and that also ties in also with the mindset thing. So when somebody comes and wants to lose weight, then we have to look at certain things. And that's a really, really key point, because sometimes we can be our own saboteurs. You might be looking out thinking the problem is everywhere else, but really the problem can just be inside. So these are some of the things that we explore when we do sessions.
While we're here quickly talking about food, Angela, I wanted to ask a question. I know that West African food is your thing, and tell us, what? I know that generally we say, some of the food, especially West African food that we eat, are the ones that are bad, high in starch and all of that. But I know that you particularly I'm sure in your book you've got things on how to combine, the food that West African people will eat. Give us a snippet about around the kind of food that's okay, even though that's what we eat as Black West African people, but it's okay if you eat in the right quantity or right kind of combination with something.
Do you know what? I think I probably need to dispel that myth. The when it comes to healthy eating on using or including West African foods, it's just the same principles apply. It's just everything in moderation. That's all. I think the key problem many times is around portion control.
Yeah.
Because culturally we tend to do quite big portions. It's just a given, and it's a sign of hospitality, it's a sign of status in some cases. It's a sign that you're loved, you're welcome. And it's just because sometimes people don't give, let's say someone gives you a small quantity, it's like, oh wow, they're a stingy host. And that's not necessarily the case. No, but be honest, hospitality many times is judged by how much things are flowing. Be honest. Yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, and then for instance, I mean, things are changing, I must say, but think about the last time you went to a function. What tends to be left behind?
Fruits.
And salad.
Yeah, fruit and salad. The
salad. If you go to the table, when everybody is finished, I just have a peep. I think, let's see what happened today. And yeah. Think about it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just a cultural thing. And these are some of the things that we're trying to change to get people to see that, look, our foods can be very healthful. It's just that we need to see them as healthful. We also need to watch. I mean, look, every food culture has its positive and negatives.
That's right.
All around the world. Yeah. And in fact, if you think about it, food cultures across the world are very similar. There will always be the main starch of the culture. There will always be the vegetables, always be the kinds of fat. Think about it. So there are positives and negatives to every food culture. It's just, from my perspective, it's all about trying to, capitalizing on the positives and minimizing the negatives. And this is why, when people say things like, oh, well, you can't, and that's one of the reasons why I wrote my books, because I wanted to encourage people to say, you know what, you can actually have a healthy, balanced diet, just, including West African foods. It's just changing the mindset around how you use them and how you incorporate them. That's all.
You see, there's this thing that happened about 6 years ago. I went for a function with my boss, male boss. At that time, he was about 100 and maybe 10 kg. He was struggling to go down. His tummy was big. It was difficult to even button down, and he would always say to everyone, oh, I'm watching my weight. I want to eat healthy. So one of those days we went for an event, because I went with him. And then he decided that, see, look, whenever you come for this kind of functions, you don't get to see so much food. It's not the one that I'm going to eat now that's going to sabotage my weight loss. So I was just watching, and I didn't know why he was giving me that preamble, because he was my boss. He didn't have to take permission from me to do whatever he wanted to do. So I was wondering why he was sounding that way. And then the next thing, he got out the plate, he ate everything on the table. So this is the kind of mindset that sabotages us, because you feel that at some point you can let the guards down. Oh, it's not the food I will eat at 10 o'clock that will make me fat. You say that today, you say that tomorrow, you say that next tomorrow, and then cumulatively you do a lot of damage to your body. So yeah, it's the mindset. It's the mindset.
It's the mindset. And to be honest, I think if we are frank, eating healthily is pretty much common sense. That's why, why we advocate moderation, variety and moderation, balance, and enjoying your food. One of my tips is that if you eat well 80% of the time, then you can afford to let your guard down 20% of the time. It's because look, what's the point of you're being alive, not enjoying your food, you just always guards up, then what's the point? Food is for enjoyment too as well. You know, food is also for enjoyment. So yeah, if you can do the 80-20, very important.
Okay, so there's this other question.
Even with food and eating, it's like we've said, it's about the mindset, as well as even the attitude to. Sometimes people just think food is it's not that important, even though it is important for living. But sometimes we attach well, I stop cooking like that too much because I find that I spend so much time trying to do portion and cook different things. And thinking, really, it's not that. I can put my time in doing other things better. Food is not as important as we make it. Not that it's not important, but it's not as important as we make it.
Yeah, but do you know why? It's really an issue of familiarity breeds contempt. It's because we eat all the time. We don't. It's just one of those things, and we don't often see or choose to recognize how important it is, and the fact that we were saying earlier, every choice we make has some sort of impact. So if every time you're saying, well, I'll start tomorrow, today's let's enjoy ourselves, tomorrow. Do you see what I mean? It's like, there's that Chinese saying that, a journey of is it 1,000 steps begins with one step? Mm-hmm. And so everything counts. Everything counts. At the same time, and this is why I do advocate the 80-20, because you have to be realistic. But if you can seriously, do what you need to do 80% of the time, then the 20% is taken care of.
Absolutely.
And even regarding fibroids, with food stress is another thing, So imagine if you're not eating right and you're stressed, those are things that will kind of help the fibroid to grow, as far as I'm concerned, because stress is a major thing, really.
Definitely.
And it's a trigger for
when you're
fibroid.
Stressed. Yeah, when you're stressed, your body is pumping out cortisol, a stress hormone, and that just encourages fibroid growth.
Okay.
Because it also encourages other hormones to be pumped out. Like I mentioned, IGF, insulin-like growth factors, and those. So, it's like you just have this cocktail swimming around that then encourages fibroid growth. So stress is one thing that we really, really need to manage. And I think it's just one of those, a byproduct of the age that we live in. I mean, stress is not bad. It's unmanaged stress that's bad. Because stress is why 3 of us are sitting here talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was pressure on each of us to be here, to show up. And that's not bad. But if that pressure is sustained day in, day out, no respite, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
We all need pressure. I mean, imagine if there was no pressure, then there wouldn't be tonight.
True. Well, it's a continuous one that's damaging, isn't it?
Yes.
So you need to observe seasons of rest and rejuvenation.
Of course, it's so important. And I think especially as women, women, my husband says something. He says a woman's job is never done. He said, your mind, even though you're down, your mind is in 10 different places.
No, that's so true.
And it's so true. And that's just the way we were created. We're great multitaskers.
Yeah.
We do
that's
10 things at the same time, and each of those balls, we can keep 10 balls spinning, no issue. But at the same time, we can't keep 10 balls spinning
continuously
all the time. That's the issue. We can keep 10 balls spinning, no problem. But when we have to do that all the time, day in, day, then we have a problem. Then we have a problem. So it's so important to make time to de-stress. In fact, I always tell people to identify your stressors. What stresses you out? Because when you have that awareness, then it means that you're aware. That's the first step to dealing with any issue, and awareness. Once you're aware, then you can take whatever steps are needed to do what you need to do to manage it.
Absolutely.
Downtown.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Angela. It's awesome.
This
information tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So someone was asking, how can I overcome emotional binging? So you're eating because you're emotional. Maybe you're heartbroken.
Aren't we all? I mean, women, we are emotional, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
No, but on a more serious note, I think, the whole thing with emotional eating is that food is being used as a coping mechanism. And so we need to drill down to why. Why are you doing that? You see, because once you find out why, then you can, because it's all about getting to the root of the problem. Some people just find, food an easy way of coping with, it could be, I don't know, whatever. For some people, it's just the comfort, there's comfort, because food is more than just food. It can do, food, if you think about food, has a way of loosening you up. When you think about it, a lot of the good conversations many times we have
is around food.
Whenever we have social events, there's food. It might not even be a full cooked, whatever. It could just be biscuits, crisps, whatever, but food. And food helps to make
cheer you up,
loosens you up. Yeah. And so, there's comfort as well. It's like when a mother is nursing her child, if the child is, fretting, they're put to the breast or given a bottle, it just calms them down. So food has comfort. It does have, a comforting effect. So I think the key thing is, why are you eating like that? That's the first thing. And why are you relying on food? And the key thing would be to find a different coping mechanism. But for you to do that, you need to understand why. Why are you doing that? Why do it as a crutch? Why isn't it as a form of comfort?
Right.
So yeah.
So I'd like to ask, I'd like to go back to the question we asked in number 2. Foods like bread and all those carbs, white bread and all of those, if you eat it in if you don't eat too much of it, is it okay?
Moderation.
Moderately, yes.
Okay. Remember I said moderation. The key thing when it comes to carbs, 2 things I want to say. One is that when you're choosing carbs, choose better quality carbs. You're looking for carbs that are more whole grain, sort of
quality carbs,
for want of a better, so whole grain, because it tends to be high in fiber, which helps to slow down the release of the natural sugars in the carbs. It's kind of slowed down compared to when it's not as high in fiber. That said, your meals should be based on fiber anyway, on carbs, but it's just like I said, how much.
Okay.
I'm going to come back to our culture where carbs, carbs are a big thing. We do mountains of carbs, don't we? We do mountains of carbs. So and a key thing about carbs also is that it's not just carbs, it's what else are you having with your carbs. If you're having carbs and then this very oily stew, so you're drowning your carbs in fat, which is very high in calories, then you see what I mean? So many times people demonize carbs, but it's not. Carbs tend not to, they tend to provide you with a modest amount of calories anyway. It's what we do with them. Do we fry them? Okay. Do we drown them in fat with an oily sauce or stew on the side? So this is why I say moderation.
Wow.
I know I'm spoiling some people's, I'm disrupting some people's tonight, but hey, that's my job.
We have
somebody had to say it anyway.
Don't like me anymore, but hey.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank you, Angela. Awesome.
That's great.
So are there foods specifically important for women's health?
Wellness.
Would you say that a particular category of food or class of food is important for women's health to achieve wholeness?
Well, for any woman and for health in general, it's just, once again, balance. Everything. See, because no one food contains all the nutrition or nutrients that your body needs. And this is the whole point of having balance and variety. It's like, okay, let me put it this way. There's this saying, they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Same thing with healthy eating. There's no one food. There's no one food. So variety is the name of the game. And it also keeps food, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps it interesting.
Not boring, you know.
Food should be enjoyed. Look, I'm an advocate of enjoying your food. I really, really am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like life. I mean, imagine if you had to, do this one thing every single day, nothing.
Boring.
So it's just variety, and thank God for variety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The spice of life, isn't it?
It is the spice of life.
It is
the spice of life.
Awesome.
So there isn't any one particular food. It's just making sure you're getting a variety of foods in the right quantities, and like I said, 80-20. 80, if anyone takes anything away today, let it be 80-20.
80-20.
Eat well 80% of the time, 20% is taken care of.
So guys, ladies, 80-20. 80-20. 80% be disciplined, 20% throw it out of the window.
That's why we have weekends.
Yeah, that's why we have weekends. So you can say, okay, every Sunday I go ahead and take my ice cream, and
but
don't have to feel guilty.
20, yeah, but the 20, just don't go crazy either, because some people might think, because if you do the 20 in a mad way, you're kind of shifting your 80. So think about that.
So think about it while you go mount some ice creams. Think about what 20% means to you. Thank you so much. So someone's asking, what other things should I do to achieve wellness apart from my diet, maybe exercise? What else should I do to achieve wellness?
Well, the other things, I mean, self-care is so important. I am an advocate of self-care. You have to look after yourself. You only have one body.
Absolutely.
Only one.
Just one.
So you need to make sure you look after it well, to the best of your ability. Doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
It could just be resting, taking time out to rest. Because like I said, women, we are so busy. My goodness. We do so many things.
Aren't we?
We do, and I think just self-care, it could be anything. It could be, making time, like I said, to rest. It could be catching a movie. It could be hooking up with friends.
Taking out time for you, just you.
Time out to do whatever it is that rocks your boat. It could be, things like speaking with someone that you trust and just offload. Sometimes when you meet up with your friends, you can share things that are on your heart.
Absolutely.
Get off your chest.
Absolutely.
It could be reading a book that you like. And it could just be doing nothing, because we live in a time where people just feel this need to always do.
Honestly,
and I always say to people, you're a human being first. Just be. You're not a human doing. You're a human being. Just taking time to step back. No, but think about it. You have to be before you can
do. Absolutely.
You have to be before you can do. So it's so important. Take time out just to even think. Because otherwise you're just on this treadmill constantly. Another key thing is also sleep. Quality sleep matters a lot.
What does quality sleep mean? Hours?
Quality sleep, you're looking at, I would say, at least 8. Might not be realistic for some.
I know. That's not really realistic.
I cannot afford 8 hours. What do I do?
I think then it's just make the best of what you have. And then naps. I'm an advocate for naps. I love naps. It could be half an hour, it could be 20 minutes. But you need sleep. I mean, we've all been sleep deprived at one time or the other, and you know how you feel. So if you can't do the 8, which is ideally, I would say at least 8, then whatever you do, let it be quality. I always tell people to invest in the best mattress you can afford and the best pillows you can afford. Make your room somewhere that is soothing. Remove distractions. I mean, for instance, in the summer, I go to bed with an eye mask because I'm a very light sleeper. So you want to make your room a place where you are distraction free. Get rid of your phone. Turn notifications off.
The first thing many of us do in the morning, we reach for our phone and just begin to get drowned in social media.
You get drawn. So I would say, seriously, ditch the phone when you want to sleep. So, you know, I mean, those are some of the few things you can do. Another key thing I would say is have a bedtime routine. It might be having a shower, getting yourself ready for bed. I journal. I love to journal. You know, spend some time reflecting on the day. You could be reading your Bible. I do that as well. In fact, you can actually play soothing music. Just, you know, just in the background, just to kind of get you. It could be scripture. Some people do scripture, very, you know, just very gently, or it could be gentle music. You know, I like to play scripture sometimes, and it's just having a routine. So your body, you have time to unwind. So you do sleep on your nice mattress, your nice pillow.
You're smelling nice. So I like to take you back to what you said about 8 hours. When we were growing up, we listened to a lot of motivational speakers, and they said if you sleep for 8 hours, when you're 30, you would have slept for 10 years. How do we know? That's very, for go-getter women, visionary women that want to just, yes, I know you have to be before you do, but you got to do. So what do you do to balance those kind of ideologies if someone is listening?
Okay, you know what? Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely a believer in doing. I just think that sometimes we can get into this trap where we feel that if we stop doing, the world will fall apart. Do you understand? You know, things won't happen. And that's not, you know, one thing, I mean, I'm a Christian, and I'm going to have to put it out there. You have to come to a point, if you're a woman, you know, of faith, or, you know, a Christian belief, but I'm going to share from my experience. One thing I do say, I've come to realize, is I don't make things happen.
The Lord
it's
does.
Very easy to fall into that trap where you believe that you actually make things happen.
No, you don't.
And that is purely an illusion. It's purely an illusion.
Yeah.
You know? So, and that's why I believe in being before doing. Because there are things that you can try from now till whenever, if you know, they won't necessarily happen.
Yeah.
And I'm all for go-getting, and I believe, but there are times and seasons, and I believe also that there's a season in life for rest.
Absolutely. Seasons of life. Seasons of life.
Some seasons will be really busy. You have to go.
Then
but
it will
not sustainable.
Exactly.
You also have to have a season of rest.
Absolutely.
So,
Wow.
You're all for go-getting. Yeah. But seasons, always think, because you will as a woman particularly, life is in seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
January seasons. So, and it applies to every other areas of our life, isn't it? In all areas, with things in seasons. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Angela, for joining us now. We really, really appreciate your time. And if anyone is in the Essex Thurrock area, Angela is going to be with us during the breakfast meeting. She's going to be telling us more about living well, dieting, and just eating right. So join us for the December breakfast meeting in Thurrock, Essex. You know, Angela's going to be with us again to tell us more around food and all of those stuff. And there's some lovely good stuff coming for people coming. You know, we're going to have Angela's book also on that.
Absolutely.
And, something to take away and also learn from, you know. So Angela, thank you very much.
And for me today, my major takeaway has been remember the principle of 80-20. And I think you can apply it in other areas of your life, e.g. rest. Work, absolutely, do the work, but find time to shut down and rest. Don't think about anything, rest. 2, you have to be before you do. Don't try to do before you become, because it's what you are that you give up. You cannot give what you do not have. right, Angela? And then 3, most importantly, you don't make things happen. Don't fall under the illusion that you make things happen. Thank you so much, Angela, for your time. I truly appreciate you. I have learned a lot, and God bless you. I'm sure every other person.
Thank you, Angela. We do appreciate
it's been. I saw some comments in the comment section just now. Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Mom.
You eat to live, not to live to eat. That's
one. That's one. That's one. That one too.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Angela.
I hope we'll have you here some other time.
God bless
Would you like to come back?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, thank you. Have an amazing night, everyone. Take care of yourself and show up at the walk on the 6th and on the 13th and 20th. Okay? And if you want to meet Angela and you're in Essex, make sure you show up on the 4th of December. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Yeah, bye.